What's up guys, my name is Colin Wright. This is my very first YouTube video. I just want to give you a little bit of background on myself, who I am, and what you can expect in my future YouTube videos. So who am I? If you don't know, I built an Airbnb empire over the last few years, and I want to give you guys a little bit of a backstory about who I am and where I came from. First of all, I'm actually a high school dropout. Not a lot of people know that about me. I never finished high school. My dad got sick when I was in grade 12, and he ran a vending machine company at the time. So he had a heart attack and triple bypass surgery. They said he couldn't work for like 6 months. So I decided to drop out of high school, run his company. I had ran it in basically the summers while I was in high school. So I knew a little bit about it already. And he didn't really have anyone else that could take over at the time. So made a choice to drop out, run that. Never went back to high school to finish my degree. When I turned 18, I decided to get my real estate license and jump part-time into selling real estate. Over the next few years, I basically sold real estate part-time while I worked other, jobs. I did construction, I worked at a moving company, I worked at a lead factory, I was a garbage man. I pretty much did every crazy hard job out on the planet, which I think gave me a great, understanding of the world, gave me a good work ethic. And it also made me realize that I wanted more for myself, more for my family, and just to create a better life. While doing real estate part-time, basically started getting into investing, started buying commercial real estate, multifamily, started flipping homes, basically everything, real estate related. I did the BRRRR method, I did some wholesaling deals, anything real estate, you name it, I did it for years to basically start building up income and start investing. Basically around 2022, mid 2022, I built up this life in Canada already. We were pretty successful and I was looking for an out. I wanted to move to the USA and I was looking for ways that we could do that. And I found this thing called the E2 visa program, started researching what businesses worked for the program and found that Airbnb arbitrage worked where traditional real estate investing didn't work. So buying a rental property and putting a tenant in it was not a viable option. And I hadn't seen much success with this model in Canada. I've purchased a lot of real estate. I've had a lot of headache with tenants. It's been costly with just, losing money in the market over the last couple of years as it's dropped. Interest rates have went up, maintenance, property taxes, all these things. Some of my properties I'm not even cash flowing on. I'm paying into them. So it just wasn't a feasible model to continue growing. And that's kind of when I discovered Airbnb arbitrage and saw the potential with that business and basically decided to run with it because we could use it for the E2 and make good money from it. Late 2022, I hired my first Airbnb mentor. I actually hired two. Even having all this extensive Airbnb background knowledge, I decided that I still wanted to hire a mentor so I could learn the business really quick, execute, start making cash flow and move my family to the US. So I hired two mentors, learned the business, got my first property in January of 2023 off of Facebook Marketplace. So we're gonna talk about this a bit later, but for finding Airbnb arbitrage deals, not a lot of people think about Facebook Marketplace. There's a lot of landlords on there that are trying to rent out their homes and very easy to get deals off there. So my first deal came from Facebook Marketplace in Texas in January 2023. Me and the family actually went down together. We all set it up and got it live for mid-February 2023. And since then, it's been making me about, anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 a month in net cash flow. And I spent $15,000 to set up that house. So it's paid me back and now every month it makes me $1,500 to $3,000. So I basically saw this with my first property and said, this is a no-brainer. I gotta expand this business. So over the next few months, I got a bunch more houses. I think by May of 2023, I had 7 homes and was making close to $50K a month with 7 homes. And just realized that there was huge potential for this business. Basically, over the next 2 years, scale it to over 100 units. And the funny thing is, when I started this business, I never even dreamed of having 100 units. It wasn't even a thought in my head at the beginning. I just wanted to make some good cash flow, make an extra 10 to 20K a month, move my family to the US, and then once I saw that these properties were making me, I could put down 10, 15 grand and make $1,000 to $2,000 a month in net profit. I was like, the traditional real estate model doesn't make sense anymore. Like not even investing in stocks or any other model makes sense to me right now because my return on investment is so quick with this business and I create this crazy cash flow with very little risk. It just made sense to pursue Airbnb arbitrage and stack up a bunch more units. The 100 unit number was just kind of like a flex thing for me. Like I didn't need to get to that many units. You know, I was cash flowing like crazy off of, you know, just 5 to 10 houses. And the 100 unit thing was just more for bragging rights to show that I could do it. I did it in less than 2 years, which I'm incredibly proud of. And now I've been helping others and coaching for over 1.5 years as well. And I've helped other students launch over 100 units, and I've done for yous over 100 units for done for you clients as well. So I've in total basically got 300 plus unit setups under my belt, and I've basically perfected the system. I've learned so much about this business in the last few years, and now I want to show you guys that you know, you can do this too. And I'm gonna give you everything I know on YouTube for free. So if you want to follow along and you're interested in this business model and, you know, other things I'm doing, be sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, over the next few months, I'm just gonna hammer you guys with free content showing you every little aspect of how to run a successful Airbnb arbitrage business. There's a lot of people online that claim to be like gurus in the space. I would consider myself fairly knowledgeable. I'm always learning no matter what. And you know, I'm still gonna make mistakes in my business after doing over 300 units. There's always stuff that I can improve on and learn from. There's a lot of guys that claim to be, you know, like they know it all and they only have a handful of units and they're trying to teach people. And I'll never understand that, because like they don't have enough experience to you know, guide someone else through this process. Where I have 3 years of Airbnb experience, but I also have almost 15 years of real estate experience and other business experience. Like, you know, I've started other businesses, I've failed businesses, I've scaled multiple businesses. I've went, you know, through the ups and downs of different economies and, you know, recessions, and I've survived it all and built this crazy life for me and my family. You know, as a Canadian, moving from building your whole life in another country, like in Canada, and then coming to the US and basically starting over and having no credit, and, you know, basically starting a whole new life and being able to scale up here. I mean, how many people can say that they've done that and they've scaled multiple businesses and, you know, they've bought multiple supercars, they own real estate? Like, I pretty much checked off everything across the board. So I feel like I'm confident enough in myself and my ability to coach other people and, you know, help you guys create the life that you want. And that's what I plan to do with this YouTube channel, is just give it all away for free, show you guys what you can do. Like I mentioned before, I do have, you know, a done for you program where basically we find units, source them, set them up, list them for you, basically walk you through the whole process. So if you are an investor or you're someone that wants to learn hands-on, we do have that option. And then I do have a coaching option where you can just learn yourself. We have weekly calls, we have a community where I personally answer every question. And I think that's the value in it. When I hired my mentors, I didn't have that ability. I only had like a couple Zoom calls and a course. I didn't get to talk to them. They didn't answer my questions whenever I needed something answered. And that's what you're paying for, you know, if you decide to join my community or my Done For You program. I'm gonna give you everything on YouTube anyways, so no pressure, but there is extra help if needed. So guys, hit the likes, hit the subscribes, leave a comment. I'll try to personally answer them all. You see the cars behind me, I'm gonna do some content on my cars as well, just lifestyle. It's gonna be mostly Airbnb business related. And I am doing a pretty cool promotion, you know, with this whole YouTube thing. Basically launching this, we are gonna be doing a giveaway. I'm gonna be doing a full unit setup that I'm gonna document. I'm gonna show you guys every step of the process that you need to do to get a unit, the whole entire setup. So we are gonna give this done for you unit away to one lucky person that does join our program. I should say the unit value is a $20,000 value, guys. That's a sourced, set up, fully furnished, ready to go, cash flowing in your pocket unit. So if you are on the, you know, fence about getting some extra help and investing in the Airbnb business, yeah, you're gonna have an opportunity to win that. And then if you aren't interested in, you know, joining my private program or whatnot, we'll also be doing some course giveaways. So all you gotta do for that is be a subscriber, like these videos, and we're gonna give away 3 courses as well, and we value those at around $5,000 a piece. So just by watching the content, you know, liking and commenting on the videos, you're gonna have a chance to win access to the course and program, and then, you know, you'll get some extra help, and I don't know. kind of. So comment, follow me on Instagram, Agent Wright, like and subscribe here. You'll get a chance to, potentially win access to the course in the community. And I'm sure at the end of all these videos, you guys are gonna be able to go and get some Airbnb arbitrage units yourself.